I was devastated when Shauna won immunity. I was really, really looking forward to an epic Shauna blindside. It's kind of crazy to be making this confessional. Not that I thought I was going to get voted out, per se, but it's crazy to be making this video confessional knowing that I'm in the final 5. Tomorrow night, Lane, aka Sally, is going to make a final 5 speech.
Yes, I will.
And I'm going to read it.
Hi.
And it's crazy to be in the position that I'm in because I have never not sat in the challenge when someone was making their final 5 speech. Ever. My whole career as a ropes to ORG player. I can't believe that. If I get voted out tomorrow, my worst finish is final 5. And that's just incredible to me. I can't believe the position I'm in, and I certainly didn't expect it. And I didn't come into this game playing to make the final 2, to make the end, to do any of that. And I said that for my first confessional. I wanted to play a little bit of a different game. I wanted to, I don't know. I just wanted to not be the same person I've always been in these games. I think that there's a way that I could be at the final tribal council. I think that I have a chance. I have a shot. I don't know if I could talk my way to a win, but I certainly think there's a way I could talk myself to the end, and that's crazy to me. Probably the most fun I've had in this entire game was plotting with Dave and Heidi and Joanna to take Shauna out. I loved it because I really, really enjoyed that last 48 hours of strategizing with him. It was really a good time. Maybe it would have been fun to work together earlier in the game if we had been able to work that out, but we weren't. So it is what it is. I thought about voting out Matt. I really would have done it because I wanted to make a move that round. I felt like that would have said something. I felt like it would have said something to the jury if I sent one of the Tambaki 4 to them at that point. I felt like that was the move that needed to be made in that moment. That would have been my move, and that would have been my thing I could say to the jury, to these Jabberoo people who hate the Tambaki people at this point because we just keep voting them out, essentially. So that would have been great, and I would have loved to do it. But if you don't have the numbers, you don't have the numbers. There's nothing you can do at that point. And I didn't have the numbers. Joanna's not going to make a move without Heidi and me. I can't make a move without Joanna and Heidi. So it really came down to that situation. Joanna mentioned maybe voting Matt. I know Dave wanted to vote Matt, but Heidi never seemed to even consider it. So there was nothing I could do. The TAM 4 and Joanna. The TAM 4, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty non-existent at this point. Everybody's ready to turn on everybody. Everybody is selling everybody else out. Everybody's planning to make moves. And all I hope is that I am the one person everybody's going to and putting myself in a great position. So here is my situation with everybody left in the game. Let me tell you about ropes because it is hilarious as far as I'm concerned. I'm having a great time. It's funny how much fun this game is when you really don't feel the pressure to win. I want to vote out Shauna immediately. I want her gone because that's what I want to do. I don't trust her. Does Shauna trust me? I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because she sent me that PM she meant to send to Heidi. And she knows she sent it to me. She knows I read it. And I can pretend everything's fine and cool and that I don't think anything of it and I trust her and I want to go to the end with her and me, her, and Matt, final 3, blah, 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 blah. I can say it a million times. But is she suspicious based on the fact that she knows she sent me a PM about how she wanted to target me and Matt? She should be. She should be. Shauna shouldn't trust me. So if she does, she's making a mistake because anybody in my shoes would probably be trying to make a move on her at this point. You gotta go. Got Shauna. Let us move on to Matt, who is also my number 1 ally at a point in this game. Because basically everybody left in the game has been my number 1 ally at some point in this game. Except Joanna, who I kind of like the most now. But we'll get there. Matt, one of my early number 1 allies, who has never made a Final 2 deal with me, despite the fact I've heard stories about how he has made Final 2 deals with everybody. After Dave is voted out, Matt has a serious proposition for me. And that proposition is, we have to go to the final 2 together. Me and him. Tambaki 4 to the end. We've been allies since day 1, and we're going to take this thing, the boys. Matt's rationale for us going to the end together? Are you ready for this? Because this is a good one. He wants us to go to the end together because we both suck at the game, and we're going to lose to everybody else. Interesting. So Matt wants me to bring him to the end because my game is so bad that the only person I could maybe beat would be Matt. And the only person that Matt thinks he could beat would be me. Honestly, if you want to make a final 2 deal with me, I would like my ego stroked a little bit more. Like, at least say it's because we played this whole game together, so we should go to the end together and let the jury decide between us and blah, 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 blah. But don't tell me it's because we both suck and we need to go to the end together to beat each other. Because, no offense, Matt, I kind of have gone to Final Tribal Council before, and I kind of know the shit to say to make people vote for you. Trust me, I won in a close vote against a great player who potentially should have beaten me if you look at it from certain circumstances. So that's what Matt says to me, and I say, great, Matt, let's form a final two. Yippee. I tell him I'm concerned about Shauna, which he totally brushes off, which shows me that he still is really wanting to go far with Shauna. He's still pro Joanna next, blah, blah, blah. That's what's going on with Matt. Then we have Heidi. Shauna is immediately throwing Heidi under the bus. Heidi wants to vote me out. Matt says he still thinks Heidi's going to go to Final Four with us, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling everybody I don't even talk to Heidi that much. We don't have a super tight relationship, which is such bullcrap at this point, because I have spilled my guts to Heidi, and I have told her everything. If you remember correctly, there was a point in this game where I was really high on Heidi, and I wanted to keep Heidi in my pocket and keep Heidi close to me because I felt like it would come back to help me later in the game, and I think at this point that it has. I believe Heidi, and maybe I am an idiot, just like everybody in Jabiru who believed her before when she said she was working with them. But right now I believe Heidi. I think she wants to take Shauna out next. I think she wants to work with me and Joanna, at least at this point in the game. And I do believe that she's not selling me out immediately to Shauna. Maybe she is, and I go home tomorrow. And I will not be 100% shocked if that is the case, because I've taken people for granted before and not thought that they were playing the game a certain way, and I've been wrong. Look at Daniel. But that's how I feel about Heidi. I really, truly believe that Heidi is being serious with me, because everything that Joanna is telling me Heidi is saying, Heidi is telling me she's saying it. So at least she's being open with me. So my bipolar running around has continued, of having everybody as my number one ally, of trusting everybody for 5 minutes and then moving on and trusting somebody else. Speaking of trusting somebody else, who is my favorite person in the game right now? Joanna. How have I not been on a tribe with Joanna since day one? Joanna would have been my Emily in this game, my greatest ally, my person I could trust and have serious conversation with. But she sends great messages that are full of substance that make you feel like it matters, the conversations you're having with her, that she's listening to you, that she wants to talk with you, that she trusts you. And I don't feel that way with anybody else left in the game. She is a great PM writer. Again, she could be bullshitting me to the ends of the earth at this point in the game. She could totally not trust me at all and be selling me out. But it doesn't matter, because she's done such a great job of convincing me that she cares, that she's with me, that she has something to say to me, and that my relationship to her matters. When she tells me she's with me, that she's not going to vote against me, blah, 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 I take it all with a grain of salt. But it doesn't matter. The way her messages make me feel is what matters to me at this point in the game. I love Joanna. I don't want to vote her out. To be honest with you, I'd vote against everybody left in the game, and those are my main allies. This entire game I've been with this TAM 4, and I would vote out all 3 of them before I would want to vote out Joanna. I just think that she is lovely, and she's been great to talk to, and I wish that we had been together earlier in the game. Joanna is wonderful, and if Joanna was in the final 2, I think I would probably vote for her to win. I think she would deserve it. Time is running out. Have to end this video confessional, but hopefully I'm doing another one after this next round if I'm still here. Bye! Here we are. So, but I was willing to take the shot. I loved it. Epic shot on the blindside. It is hilarious as far as I'm concerned. You gotta go. Sorry, you're crazy. Really a good time. Are you ready for this? Because this is a good one. I mean, I think there's a chance I can talk my way to the end.